On the night of October 19, 1986, a presidential aircraft drifted off course in southern Africa. Minutes later, it slammed into a mountainside. On board was a sitting head of state, President Samora Machel of Mozambique. By morning, he was dead. The crash was officially called an accident, but pilots, investigators, and international observers all noticed the same thing. The evidence didn't add up. Samora Machel was not a quiet leader. He was a revolutionary. After years of armed struggle, he became Mozambique's first president in 1975.
His first president, Samora Machel, has been remembered in southern Africa on the 30th anniversary of his death. The revolutionary leader is a symbol of freedom in Mozambique and in the southern African region, where he supported the liberation struggle even after his country gained independence in 1975. He famously accommodated liberation fighters from across the region.
Following independence from Portugal, Machel openly opposed apartheid South Africa, Western-backed rebel groups, foreign control of African resources. He aligned himself with socialist governments and supported liberation movements across southern Africa. That stance made him admired by many and dangerous to others. By the mid-1980s, southern Africa was tense.
Since the South African government's strict apartheid policies flare into shocking violence. At Sharpsville, an industrial township, thousands gather outside a police station in protest against new laws requiring every African to carry a pass at all times.
Apartheid South Africa was actively destabilizing neighboring countries. Mozambique was fighting a brutal civil war against Renamo, a rebel group backed by foreign interests. Samora Machel accused South Africa of training rebels. Funding attacks, sabotaging Mozambique's economy relations were hostile. And then came the flight. On October 19, 1986, Machel attended a regional summit in Zambia. Late that evening, he boarded a Soviet-built Tupolev Tu-134 aircraft. The destination was Maputo, Mozambique's capital. Weather conditions were normal. The aircraft was functioning properly. The crew was experienced. As the plane approached Mozambican airspace, something went wrong. The aircraft began turning, slowly, deliberately, away from its intended path. No distress call was made. Minutes later, it crashed into the Lubombo Mountains, just inside South African territory. All 34 people on board were killed, including President Samora Machel's senior government officials, journalists, crew members, but investigators immediately noticed anomalies. The crash occurred, far off the approved flight path, in clear weather, without mechanical failure evidence. More disturbingly, local villagers reported seeing lights on the ground shortly before the crash. Lights that didn't belong there. One theory quickly gained traction, that the plane had been lured off course by a fake navigation beacon. A false signal, similar to those used at airports, could have confused the aircraft's instruments, caused the pilots to believe they were approaching Maputo, guided the plane directly into the mountains. This method had been discussed in military circles before, but South African authorities denied everything. Multiple investigations followed. South Africa blamed pilot error. Mozambique blamed sabotage. An international commission concluded there is no conclusive proof of mechanical failure. Even more troubling, critical cockpit recordings were missing. Radar data was incomplete. Key witnesses were never interviewed. Years later, former South African officials hinted that covert operations were active in the area that night. No one was charged. Samora Machel's death changed Mozambique. His successors moved away from his hardline policies. Peace talks with rebel groups accelerated. Foreign influence increased. Many Mozambicans believe that was no coincidence. Machel's widow publicly stated, "This was not an accident." Samora Machel didn't die in battle. He died in the dark, in a plane that should have landed safely, guided by signals that may never be officially acknowledged. Whether sabotage or tragic manipulation, one thing remains clear. The full truth of how a sitting African president died has never been publicly told, and perhaps never will be. Thank you for watching.